guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm bringing you a spread walkthrough. So I created a spread called Ready for the Next Level. So this is for anybody in a relationship. If you're thinking about getting married, if you're thinking about moving in, what are some factors that you need to consider to make sure that everything is harmonious once you plan on doing this. So I thought the deck that might be appropriate for this was my Romantic Tarot, and this is a Lo Scarabeo deck. If you want to check that out, and I believe you can get that on Amazon. Okay, so how I've kind of put this out, it kind of is supposed to resemble a ring, so kind of like an engagement ring, I guess. Let's go ahead and do all the different positions. I haven't asked a question or anything like that. However, if you get something out of this, like some sort of message, then just know that that message is for you, but I wasn't intending on asking a question. So this is for aesthetic reasons and for telling you where what each position means. I do have a transcripted version of this on my blog, and I will post that down below. So let's go ahead and get to it. So let's go with card number 1, which is over here. So we have the World. So card number 1 says how to clean house together. So you and your partner, you and your fiance, whoever it may be, how can you clean house together? So meaning, how are you going to divide chores equally? So these are like small things that usually we don't think about when we're in love, where we're like, oh, we're going to move in, we're going to get married, and everything's going to be fantastic. But there's little things that we need to consider. And sometimes like the biggest arguments are over leaving the seat up on the toilet, or not taking out the garbage, or leaving your piles of mail on the table. Am I talking about my life? But yes, how can you divide your chores equally and diplomatically? If we go into card number 2, which is down here where we have Judgment, it says money, money, money. So what are some ways that we can talk about finances in a healthy manner? Statistically speaking, a lot of the divorce rate's rather high, but and I don't mean to put a damper on anything, but a lot of it stems from money. Money is just something we don't like to talk about for most people. They don't like talking about it. It's just like, let's just pretend it's not even there. And so that's for, the cause of a lot of irritation and things like that. So figure out a way now that you guys can talk about finances so it doesn't become this like uncomfortable conversation later. So this is a way to work on that. Okay, card number 3, which is over here. It's the 3 of Canes, or 3 of Clubs. So it says working for the weekend. So what is your work compatibility? Sometimes you have 2 very different work schedules, and you gotta kind of think about that. When are your schedules going to match up in such a way that you guys can actually hang out together? So how are you supposed to progress in a relationship if you never get to hang out together? You never get to communicate, talk about your day, talk about your frustrations, talk about your joys, your fears, your thoughts, anything. So look into your work compatibility. Okay, going into card number 4, where we have the 3 of Swords. It says sexual healing. So what are some ways that you guys can bring joy to each other? It doesn't necessarily have to be in like a sexual sense, but what little things can you guys do every day to make the other person happy? This is not to say that you should bend over backwards and make everybody happy and then just gloss over problems. That's not what this card is about. It's just to bring a little bit more joy into your relationship. Okay, card number 5 is actually over here where we have the Wheel of Fortune. So it says breaking bread. So what are some healthy ways to resolve arguments? So this is before you have any type of argument. And I know it's not, you're like, well, you're saying that we're going to argue in the future. To think that a couple never has disagreements of something, I think is naive. I have what I think is a very loving, happy relationship, but we talk about things, and there's things that we disagree on because we're 2 different people. We have 2 different upbringings, 2 different backgrounds, and that's kind of what brings the fun into a relationship. but you also have to think that you're going to disagree at some point. So what are some ways that you could talk about how you'll resolve arguments now before those arguments happen? Okay, question number 6 over here, we have the 7 of Cups. It says friends. So how are you going to maintain your friendships? So when we sometimes get into a relationship, it's been statistically shown that if you are, let's say, a female, whether you're getting into a female and female relationship or a female male relationship, females tend to take on the other person. So meaning they drop everything to be so absorbed in the other person, statistically speaking. I'm not speaking about every single female on the planet. But so what are some ways that you guys can healthily maintain your friendships? Because people need their friends. It's great that you call your partner your best friend, but you actually need a best friend outside of your best friend. So what are some ways that you can maintain those relationships? Okay, and then your very final card up at the very top there, where you have the Ace of Coins. It says 2 people and a baby. So what are some strengths that you guys are bringing into the relationship, or just drop in food? What are some strengths that you guys are bringing into the relationship? Or what are some struggles, some areas of maybe concern that might crop up later on? Okay, so that's it. Like I said, I have the transcripted version of that in my blog down below. And that's it for me. Let me know if you use this spread. Tag me in it. If you do this on YouTube, or you do this on Pinterest, or whatever, just let me know. If you have any questions, again, let me know. If you would like to catch a reading with me, you can do that by clicking on the information box down below. And if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe. And I'll see you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out!